What's up guys, welcome to Southern Hike. I'm Taylor and today we're talking about my 2020 backpacking setup. What exactly I used this year, what I bought new, and what I'm going to continue to use into 2021. I hope you enjoy this video as we talk through what are my choices. So guys, when we started this channel back in January of this year, we already had a decent amount of gear, and then we've been using for years, and then we kind of done some upgrades this year if you've seen some of the review videos we've done. I want to go ahead and finish off this year as we continue to get into the last quarter and working our way into the holiday. Go ahead and kind of give you what is my go-to backpacking setup, what's worked for me so far, and it's a couple things I plan to upgrade. So join along as we kind of walk through these. I also just want to say thank you to all our new subscribers. We're glad you're here. We hope you're here to stay and hope we can bring you some content, any kind of outdoor and travel and how-tos and reviews. And we hope that you continue to stay here and enjoy our content, and thank you. The other thing I want to say is as you can tell, we're still moving around our new home. This is partially part of our new home. It's still in the work, but I'm still working on temporary setups as we're kind of moving around and getting everything in gear. But please know that we are going to have a permanent setup pretty soon. Right now I'm just having to work around what I got, but you're getting to see our house in these videos we've been doing lately. All right guys, so this is the Offspray 65 Offspray Rook backpack. It's worked really well for me. It's a little bit on the heavy side. The material kind of makes it heavier, but it has plenty of room. It carries all my gear very well, and I still have room. It fits my back pretty well and makes sure it stays good on the dimension of my torso. But it's been an excellent option. It comes with a raincoat with it. I'll make sure, as I go through all these, I'll make sure to link them below, and I'll link this one. But this has been my pack. It works really well. Like I've said, it's got a lot of compartments. It's got a lot of room for water on the side too, so that makes it easy. I can also carry my water filtration on the outside too, so I keep all that together with my water. That way, when I go to do filtration, it's all right there. Now let's talk about my sleep system. I've been on a budget. I came out of college, start working now, but it was more important for me to keep in budget and not spend too much money. And I also want to share that with a lot of people that are on a budget, and that's why I've kind of kept it some simple with some of the things I use. I do want to do some upgrades. Definitely on next year's video, you'll probably see some changes in my pack setup. But this is a very affordable sleeping bag. This is the REI Trail Break. It's the 20-degree one. For us in the South, it works pretty well. It's a mummy bag. I mean, it's worked really, even in Colorado in low 40s, it was just perfect. It did really well. It was easy to close myself up in, but it's just been a great sleeping bag, and I'll probably continue to use it into next year. And then to go with that, now I'll link the video for this above. This is a very popular video for the Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. It's been awesome. This is probably the most expensive thing I've spent money on for backpacking, but for me, it's very important to have a really good cushion for my sleep system. Only change I would make is to go to the wide. I talked about this in another video. I'm a side sleeper, and for side sleepers, you definitely want the wide version of this Nemo Tensor. But this also is the insulated version. That's been very good too. It hasn't been a big problem for me in higher temperatures. Third part of the sleep system for me is the Trekology pillow. This is actually a very affordable pillow. I'll make sure to link it. I think it goes for less than 20 bucks. This is their Luft pillow. It's the 2.0. It takes like 3 puffs to blow up. Very easy to blow up, very easy to decompress also. It's just been awesome. It's cheap. It carries very easy. It goes in my pack. It doesn't take up any room. It's super light, but it's been great, and I continue to use this pillow. And even as a side sleeper, it's just been perfect. So like I talked about with my sleeping bag, I've tried to continue to talk about things keeping on a budget. This was another budget buy for me, and I've just continued to use it because it's just been a great tent. I'm planning to do an upgrade next year. I'm not sure exactly which way I'm gonna go. Make sure to comment if you have any suggestions on a good 2-person tent. Need something to fit me and Rachel and still have a little room for our packs. But this Passage 2 by REI has been great for us. They've actually got an upgraded version of it now, but it's been really good for us. It's a little bit on the heavier side, so that's one of the reasons why I want to find something a little bit light, maybe something I can, a little bit more compact, that'll fit in my pack a little better. It's not too bad, but it definitely takes up a lot of room. I keep the stakes separate. It's just together, has worked really well so far, so I just kind of used it over the last few years. Checking out this one, I'll make sure to link the new version below. This is another item I kind of splurged on. This is a more expensive chair. There's a lot of cheaper options out there. I'd like to do some videos with some other cheaper options. This is the Headlamp Chair Zero. I will link my review on this chair above. This is an awesome chair. To me, it is really worth the money. Yes, it's expensive, but it's just been an awesome option for us. Very compact, easy to take with you, very easy to break up, put together and break down. It's just been a great one. It's been a very good investment for our backpacking trip. All right, guys, so let's talk about my kitchen now for on the trail. I try to break it down to pretty simple setup. This is a pretty light setup. A couple things you probably could go a little lighter on, but it works pretty well for us. So I want to start off with the MSR Pocket Rocket 2. This is a very easy setup for a stove, works with gas, worked really well for us. We've carried it on a lot of backpacking trips. I have the Jetboil also, but this has just been a more compact option. We use the tote, the ultralight titanium pot. It's been very great also. Like I've talked about before, you have to be very careful. This can bend really easy. So you don't want to put it somewhere on your pack that it could get sit on top of and kind of squeeze it and mess it up. But this is a great pot. I'll link it below. I don't remember the exact milliliter off the top of my head. And then to go with that, talk about the Aeropress Go. We did a video on this also. It's been, I actually did a video a while back on this one, but this has been a very good way to have premium coffee, as we both love to drink coffee. It's a little bit on the heavier side, but I try to lighten it up by bringing the things that are not necessary to use it. But it's been a great option to keep up with coffee. There's a lot of great options out there, but this is one that's worked for us well. To go with that, we both carry the GSR. Me and Rachel carry the GSR mug. I've done a video on this too. This is a very cheap, easy mug. It carries well in the back of your pack, and I just loop it on the back of mine, and it's been perfect for coffee. You got soups and things like that. You can pour them into this also after you warm them up. Now to go with that also is the Totes titanium spoon. Man, I have put a lot of use into this spoon. It works really well to get into the dry bag. It's been a great, or dry food bags. It's just been a great spoon. It's kept up pretty well for what we're doing. It's easy to clean, and it's super light. Now, I also just did a video on this. We were definitely using the Sawyer filtration system. It's a very good system, but I kind of went on a splurge before we went to Colorado and bought this the Cat 9 Be Free 1 liter. This is a very awesome option for filtering water. It worked very well for us. It's a lot faster to filter water than the Sawyer, in my opinion. I'm not gonna downplay the Sawyer because a lot of people use that system and it's very good. But this is another great option, and I continue to use this one into next year. All right, guys, so let's break it down to some other necessities I consider. These are things I always bring with me. I've left some things that are not gonna be in this video that I might bring for certain occasions on certain trips, but these are things that pretty much essentially I always take on every backpacking trip. I should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but I just want to say that real quick, that everything you see in this video is stuff that usually always goes with me. Let's talk about the Coast headlamp. You can easily get these at Home Depot. They're pretty cheap. This is got some I don't know the exact lumens off the top of my head of this one, but I know that Home Depot, actually coming up Black Friday, they have a lot of good deals on these Coast headlamps. They work pretty well. Black Diamond is another great option out there. They've got a lot of great headlamps. A lot of people use those for hiking. I would not downplay those at all. Those are really good. And speaking of Black Diamond, this is the Black Diamond tent. It's not exactly specifically for tent. You can use it for a lot of things. You can hang it on strings and stuff like that if you're at your campsite. But this is very easy to put inside your tent and hang in the top, and it just works like a lamp. Some people would say it's not important to carry this, but I like to carry it because sometimes when I'm digging around in my tent, the headlamp having point in the right direction is not always convenient, or keeping it on my head when I'm doing something in the tent and just need some light. So this works well to bring with me, and it's pretty light. A couple other essential things I keep with me is Advil. I don't carry a lot of medicine, but Advil is always something I keep. At high elevation, you know, it's important to watch out for the proper type of headaches, but sometimes I get a headache from sinus and stuff like that, so I always keep Advil with me, or ibuprofen. And then another thing I keep with me, speaking about high elevation, is the Nun Tablets. They're very good about keeping, you know, vitamins up and salt. We're at high elevation. I always try to make sure I'm drinking these daily. They're kind of expensive, but they've been vital for me to always keep with me. They've been a great option for that type of stuff, as far as minerals, vitamins, and salt. A couple other things is, I just did a video on knives actually last week. Check that video out. Is what's the right type of knife to carry with you on the trail. I usually keep this Swiss Army knife with me. I talk about it more in that video, but this has been a great option to carry with me, and it has a couple different tools on it. And then keeping a small Bic lighter for my stove. That's always important. Usually me and Rachel will both carry one. She'll have one in her pack, and I have one just to have a backup. You never want to risk it just having one, and then something happens to this and you have no easy way of starting a fire or lighting your stove. Can't remember exactly where I learned this trick from, but this has worked very well as far as bringing any type of toilet paper or anything like that. I've taken a roll of toilet paper, almost finished it, took it off from the bathroom, and just smashed it down and put it in a Ziploc bag. It's worked really well on many a trips just to carry it this way for the uses you need when you're on the trail. And it's just been a great way of carrying it. Now to talk about first aid, there's 3 things I've kept with me. One of them is going to be the Venture medical kits. This is the 0.5 kit. Works pretty well for me. I've had to refill a couple things, but it's been a great essential. It's pretty light, And then also keep some Leukotape with me for wrapping up if I have a sprain or injury or things like that. And also some moleskin. This has been another thing for like blisters on your feet, fingers, things like that. It's a good way to cover them up and keep them from rubbing even more. So a couple of the last things I want to talk about is the way I've talked about in another video is a way of carrying my clothes. I have an Offspray dry bag. This works pretty well to keep all of it wrapped up. Both me and Rachel have one of these. Work really well. It keeps everything dry, especially when there's a lot of moisture. I wouldn't submerge this, but it definitely, if it's like rain got on our packs and things like that, this will keep water out. Now go along with that, this is another thing I keep with us too. This is one way we carry snacks. This is a dry bag too by Hilltop Packs. They make some great stuff. This is a good Dyneema. It's very strong. I actually want to get some more of their bags. Talked about in a previous video, I want to go ahead and do a giveaway where we put our logo on here and give it to y'all as a thing. So this is Hilltop. Check them out. I'll link them below. They have some great stuff. They're so backed up right now because of COVID and stuff too, but they still can get to you in a decent time. They've been great for carrying stuff like food and some of our more essentials that we want to keep sealed up and dry. Now I've talked about also, I don't have one on me right now, but I'll keep these in some of this stuff in like net bags to keep it organized, especially like my kitchen stuff, and then also any kind of other gear, miscellaneous gear like this. So guys, this is my 2020 setup. I plan to, when you do another video next year, you're gonna see a lot of changes. Not too much, but for a good bit, I've got some things in mind I'd like to upgrade next year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment some suggestions of things that you always carry on the trail with you. And guys, thank you for all our new subscribers again. Make sure you like this video, it's very important. We ask you please like this video if you enjoyed it. But thank you, and make sure if you're new here to subscribe. And guys, I just hope you have a great day.